Hey everybody, this is In the Mix with Sister Jonnie, and you know what day it is. It's Friday, y'all, so it's time for the Holy What? Report. That's right, we're going to get right into it. I don't have a whole lot today, but the articles that I will be reading, I think they will be important for you to at least have knowledge about. The first article I'll be reading is about digital identity. This article was put out by payments.com on November 13, 2020. U.S. Mobile adopts digital identity protocols to protect against SIM swap fraud. Digital identity solutions have become increasingly widespread in recent years as alternatives are supplements to old-fashioned authentication methods like passwords. Multi-factor authentication, MFA, and biometric scans are quickly becoming the norm in numerous fields, including online accounts for banks and other businesses. The whole gist of this article is your digital identity will now be tracked. The next article was put out by Yahoo Finance on November 11th, and it reads, "The smartest way to buy blockchain stocks." The general public finally came to know cryptocurrency during its latest boom cycle in December 2017. Bitcoin prices had surged from under $2,000 in July 2017 to nearly $20,000. The world was introduced to the crypto millionaire and millennial nerd who rolled the dice on Bitcoin earlier and now roam the streets in a Lamborghini. Everybody wanted in on the action, but when the bubble burst, the carnage lined the streets. You don't have to have a gambler's risk tolerance or be a cryptocurrency expert to profit from the boom in Bitcoin. You don't even have to believe in the long-term sustainability of any of these coins. You have just to recognize the game and figure out a way to profit from the underlying technology. That underlying technology, which powers every cryptocurrency on earth, is the blockchain. Now, you want to go ahead and read this in its entirety. I've been talking about blockchain technology. Those of you that's been listening to me, I've been talking about blockchain technology. If you don't know about it, please investigate and learn all about blockchain. The next article, this article was put out by CGTN, and it was put out on November 6th. This is also a topic that I've been discussing, and it's on the Great Reset. The Great Reset, from superpowers down to individuals. In the post-corona era, it's all about what could happen, not what will happen. We need the agility to adapt if the situation changes, says Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, WEF, as he discusses in his new book, COVID-19, The Great Reset. The Great Reset will impact everything from individuals and their occupations to governments and their multilateral ties. CGTN host Tin Wee discusses the prospects of a great reset during a time of uncertainty. I really encourage you to read this article. This gentleman is not just a man. He is the founder and the executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. Very key. I really encourage you to research everything about the Great Reset. They have videos out. They have all kind of information out on it. It's nothing being hidden. It's right out there in public view. But most people are thinking about the election and the coronavirus. Research it. Again, this information will be found in the description box on my YouTube channel. The next article I'll be reading is The Washington Diplomat, and this article was put out on October 21st. Now remember, I was talking to you about the Cold War. This article reads, U.S. Cold War. It's here, and it's a battle over tech and trade. Washington is awash in talks of a coming Cold War with China. Democrats and Republicans debate if one is really going to happen or likely to happen or already happening. Yet in all the talk, there is less chatter about what the future conflict would realistically look like beyond the threat of a rapidly escalating exchange in the South China Sea. But many experts say a future conflict with China won't resemble a traditional military clash. Rather, it will look like the scenario that's already playing out. Now you got to read the rest of this. Sorry, y'all. Okay, the next article I'll be reading is from U.S. News. This article was put out on November 13, 2020. Amazon is opening a third Mississippi center, bringing 1,000 jobs. So to all my listeners, if you're down in Mississippi in the Canton area, you got some jobs coming. You probably already know about it, but if you don't, Amazon is opening a third facility in Mississippi for sorting and processing customers' orders. The new fulfillment center in Canton will be the first to feature Amazon's robotic technology. Associates will work alongside robots, packing and shipping books, toys, and household items. I really encourage you to learn everything about that technology, how to fix those robots, because eventually they're going to go down and they're going to need somebody that knows how to fix them. The next thing that I'm going to talk about, and the last thing that I'm going to talk about, is these new laws. January 1, 2021, there's going to be a whole bunch of new laws. I really encourage everyone to learn about the new laws in your state. I'm going to be reading about a new law here in the state of California. Now, there's several laws that are on the books now, but I'm not going to be reading those. I'm just going to read this one. I want to end on a good note. So AB 979, this is a new law. Appointment of directors from underrepresented communities on corporate boards, effective September 30th, 2020. Okay. Some of you may not know about this. AB 979 requires no later than December 31st, 2021, any publicly held domestic or foreign corporation which principal executive office is located in California to have a minimum of one director from an underrepresented community, and by December 31st, 2022 calendar year, any California-based publicly held corporation with more than 4 but fewer than 9 directors to have a minimum of 2 directors from underrepresented communities, such as African American, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, Pacific Islander, Native American, Native Hawaiian, or Alaskan Native, or who self-identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender. The good thing about this is now there's going to be some diversity at the top of these corporations. The thing that's not so good is I reported on how many companies are leaving California. Now they're saying they're leaving because the cost of living and everything's priced out in California. I'm wondering if it's that, plus the fact that they have now been legally forced to open up diversity on their executive board of directors. So that's something you might want to think about, but the diversity is, as it seems, to be opening up in the corporate world. On that note, I'm going to stop. I thank you so much for tuning in. That's it for this week for the Holy What Report. And if you'd like to catch up on some of the previous shows, please visit me at sisterjonnie.com. That's sister, JONNIE.com. Keep in mind that In the Mix is also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share. Click that notification bell. Every time I post something on there, you will get notification in your email. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, God loves you and He just wants to use you. This is In the Mix.